Hey guys! As you know, I've moved back to South Dakota and I've finally gotten to the point where I feel like I can show you my studio. So here it is. I feel very lucky and privileged to have it, and I'm excited to share it with you. In this video, I'll be explaining how I got my start on YouTube, some of the initial obstacles I faced, the equipment I use, and I'll share a bit about how it's going so far. I appreciate you watching, and I would love it if you hit that like and subscribe button. First off, I'd like to say that making quality YouTube videos consistently is pretty difficult to manage and a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. It usually takes me about 8 to 20 hours to complete a video from start to finish. I do voice over my videos, which adds significantly to the time it takes to make videos, but things like making thumbnails, optimizing videos, adding tags, uploading time, and so much editing aren't initially considered. That being said, starting a YouTube channel has been awesome and I really enjoy making these. It's really allowed me to share what it's like starting out in watercolor and allowed me to experiment with video editing. I sincerely think that almost anyone with access to a smartphone can start a channel, and honestly, more people should. One of the most prominent obstacles I faced when starting a YouTube channel was fear of judgment from my inner circle. I found myself thinking, well, what if they think I'm stupid for starting a YouTube channel? Or what if they think I'm going to quit in a few months and I probably just shouldn't start anyways? After watching a lot of YouTubers explain this exact thought on their blogs or in their videos, I realized that I wasn't alone. It's definitely scary putting yourself out there and allowing the entire world to see your creativity. But in reality, most people are worried about their own stuff anyways, and they don't have time to consider your YouTube channel or your blog or whatever you're creating. So if it's something that you're interested in and something you have a little bit of time to dedicate to, I definitely say go for it. Art videos specifically have their own dilemmas. Watercolor and many other art forms require a way to achieve an overhead shot. I started by using my phone and a phone holder from Amazon that looks something like this. It worked for a while, but when I realized that I was going to need more storage than my spec iPhone could give me, I started looking into other options. I'm sure you guys saw in my studio tour from a while ago that I had another rig in place. It turned out not to be as versatile as I'd hoped. That leads me to the next section of the video. What do I use? The first thing is this Glide Gear OH100 overhead mount. It was pretty expensive, coming in at around $200, but I had tried other things and wanted something sturdy and reliable. I definitely don't regret my purchase. It's super easy to put together, and one really cool feature that I haven't really taken advantage of yet is the ability to mount accessories like lights and microphones. The next piece of equipment, and arguably the most important piece, is my Canon M50. Right now, you can go to Canon Refurbished and purchase one of these for around $500. I had to do a lot of research before purchasing, and this seemed to be the most camera for the money. You can go ahead and change the lenses, but I currently have the base lens that comes with the camera, which is a 15 to 45 millimeter lens. It has definitely held its value well over the last year. And I was also looking for a camera to use to take family photos and other things, so this definitely fit two needs. The computer that I currently use is my MacBook Pro 2018. I also used it to finish up pharmacy school, so it definitely has served a lot of purpose in my life over the last few years. It is the base spec version with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. You can find these for about $700 refurbished right now. I would definitely recommend purchasing from Apple Refurbished if you are purchasing an Apple device. When this laptop was purchased, I had absolutely no intention of doing any video editing. For those of you that are not super familiar with the tech world, 128 GB of storage is pretty small in the editing world, and those 8 GB of RAM aren't going very far anymore. I've actually decided to go ahead and switch over to a Mac Mini, also from Apple Refurbished, and to probably sell my laptop. It helped me finish pharmacy school and did everything it was intended to, but it's probably time to say goodbye. The software I use to edit my YouTube videos right now is iMovie. There are plenty of expensive editing software options on the market right now, but I would argue for the majority of creators, I think iMovie has been and will continue to be sufficient in making quality content. Final Cut Pro costs around $300, and there is a bit of a learning curve. I do enjoy Apple products and the integration of Apple software, so I'm sure it's simple and fairly streamlined. I'm just not ready to bite that bullet. Another software that I use very commonly is Canva Pro. I do pay $13 a month for this service. I never thought that I would pay $13 a month for something like this, but Canva is super helpful at making my YouTube thumbnails, Instagram posts, and other things. You can use Canva for free. It's just limited on the things that you can use within the system. This is not sponsored by Canva, by the way. I'll start this one off by saying that this needs an upgrade. This is the Boya M1 Microphone. It is $25 on Amazon currently. It's a really good sound quality for the price, but I have gotten some feedback on some of my videos, which is always appreciated. That suggests I should probably get a little bit of a pop filter or something. I notice it too when I'm voicing over. Sometimes I'll have to re-record multiple times and focus on making my P sounds less prominent. It's definitely at a really great price point and would be awesome for a beginner. Next up, we have my Neewer 2-piece bicolor 660 LED video lights and stand kit. It was about $150 a few months ago on sale on Amazon. I definitely like them. They are not super diffuse, so if you plan on filming people, this probably isn't what I would recommend. They work well for making art, but the shadows can be harsh on them. And that could also be due to the lighting in my space initially. So this first piece of equipment on the left is my Seagate 2 terabyte external hard drive. You can find these for about $50 on sale online. This thing allows me to push and pull very large video files. Like I mentioned earlier, the video storage on my computer isn't quite enough to allow for my workflow, so I end up working from this drive, which has enough space for me to work, and it also has more than enough room to store backups from all my devices. The next thing I have here is a spare battery. I'm honestly not even sure what brand this is, but I got 2 of them and a wall adapter to charge them for around $20 to $30, I believe. It's always nice to be able to change out a battery and continue working instead of stopping for a few hours to let one charge. Next up, I have a Sandisk Sd Card. I think I saw this particular one on somebody else's YouTube channel and decided to go with it. I have a few of these, and to be honest, I haven't really tried any other versions, but these work nice. Lastly, I have my Anchor USB-C hub. It runs about $35 on Amazon right now. This funky looking thing allows me to connect just about everything to my laptop. For some reason, Apple thinks it's funny to keep taking away all our ports. So the last thing I wanted to talk about today is how it's going. I know that one of the first things that I was really interested in was YouTube analytics, and I didn't really see any artists that showed that. I would have liked to learn more initially about how to grow a channel, but I would like to start off by saying that I know that I am not playing into the algorithm. Ideally, I'd love to post once a week, but I have a full-time job, and once a month is honestly about what I can manage. That being said, if you were to post weekly, you would most likely grow much faster than me. Just for reference, I posted my first YouTube video on June 3rd of 2020, so at the time of this recording, my channel is about a year and a half old. I have posted 16 videos since then. I feel like it's a bit taboo to talk about analytics on your own channel, but I know that there are people interested in all of this and how it works. The first page I want to show you guys is the Overview Channel Analytics page. The page is showing my lifetime on YouTube, so there is an option here to see the last week, month, etc. Right now, we're around 24,000 views, 2,200 watch hours, and 650 subscribers. I currently do not make any money by making YouTube videos, but I do hope to get there in the future. It's certainly still a bit of a pipe dream, but supporting myself via my art is something I would love to work toward. For those of you that aren't familiar with YouTube and monetization, YouTube allows you to start monetizing when you hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. You need an AdSense account and a few other things. If there is enough interest when the time comes, I can definitely show you guys how I set that up. Being hopeful, of course, that I'm able to achieve those metrics. As you guys can see, my best performing video by far has been my studio tour. with around 7,000 views. My worst performing video is my core watercolor painting video with around 150 views. It's definitely taken a few videos to find out what people like to see. I don't regret making any of them and learning from them. YouTube keeps great data. You can learn a ton about your viewers and how to better reach them. You can see what videos do the best and what time is best to post them for your specific audience. You can track your videos and see how they compare to others you've already produced. The analytics and the algorithm are interesting, and I plan on continuing to learn. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me to be able to keep making videos and to keep learning with you. Have a happy holiday season, and I'll see you next time. Bye.